Do you use food as an incredible source of comfort? Do you find that it's actually your quickest path to feeling good on those really tough days? Is food one of your best friends? Has food been there for you after every tough day at the office? Has food been there for you when you've had a really tough fight with your boyfriend or your spouse? What about the day that the kids are just driving you crazy and you just are overwhelmed with how are you going to ever manage being a parent? And you reach for food and it's there and it comforts you and it gives you that instant satisfaction and that feeling of calm. Or what about if your boss has been really hard on you that day and you come home and you're just struggling to find peace inside your body and you reach for a tub of ice cream? It feels fantastic, right? And it gives you that, it's that immediate sense of gratification. Or maybe you were driving home and there was a near-miss car accident where you were stressed because it was raining out and everything was not going your way that day, and you come home and you want that instant calm. Well, I'm Dr. Mindy, and I was absolutely that person. See, the way I was taught about food was my mom, and I have a phenomenal mom, but one of the things that she taught me was that when you have a bad day, sit down and have a meal. That food can be an amazing comfort source. And it served me temporarily, but over time, as I grew up, I realized that I reached for food for everything, even on the happy days, but primarily on the days that I just had that lonely pit in my stomach, life wasn't going good, and when I ate, it just immediately turned me around. Well, after doing that for the first majority of my teenage years, my 20s, I finally decided that enough was enough. And I wasn't going to do that anymore, because what happened was, although there was an immediate satisfaction, I ended up feeling horrible the next day. And it just started the whole cycle. I don't know if that goes on for you, but it went on for me. It just started the cycle over and over and over again. And it was, I just felt like I was in a pit of misery, living in a body that I didn't want to be in, with no coping skills on how to create that same peace without having to rely on food. So I started to investigate. I started to study the human body, and I started to see that there are actually chemicals that get released when you go and you eat something that makes you feel good, like a piece of chocolate or chocolate cake or a tub of ice cream. I even started to look at that before you even go to eat, when you actually go to reach for something, you haven't even got that thing in your mouth, that there are chemicals that are already being secreted from your brain into your nervous system to tell you, hey, everything's okay. So I thought, you know what? If I'm releasing those chemicals through food, are there other ways that I can get those same chemicals to be released without food? So I started to investigate, and I did research after research after research, and I tried stuff on myself, and I tried things on my patients, and I found out that, sure enough, there's not just one technique to get those chemicals to release, there's a whole bunch of techniques. And so one of the most simple techniques, and the thing that I teach more people because it absolutely changed my life, it changed my relationship to food, and it's something as simple, you're doing it every day. You actually probably don't even realize that it's benefiting you because you just do it every day. And it's called breathing. And it's not like you go to the refrigerator and you go to open up to get the piece of chocolate cake out and you just breathe. It's not like that. You actually have to breathe in a very specific way. And if you breathe in a specific way, you start secreting these same chemicals, these same things that the food is giving you, you can get through breathing. And it's very simple. It takes about 2 minutes. It's called 4-7-8 breathing. It's got a ton of research backed by it. It's highly promoted by doctors like Dr. Andrew Weil. It's got a ton of neuroscience that shows why it works. It's got yogis from years and years and years ago that have used it to calm the nervous system and to get the happy chemicals secreted in their body. And I'm going to show you right now how simple it is and how quickly you can do it. So I'm going to explain it, and then I'm actually going to demonstrate what the 4-7-8 breathing technique looks like. I'm sitting down right now, but the beauty of this technique is you can do it anywhere. So for example, for me, when I'm driving home from work and I know I'm going to enter into my house, and I'm going to have a house full of kids doing homework and things, high tension, high stress, I actually do it sometimes in my car in the driveway because it's that short and that simple. So I can enter into the house feeling good, feeling grounded, and be the best mom that I can be. I've also heard of people, I heard a current story of a guy who was going to testify in a big court case and as an expert witness, and before he got put on the stand, he actually did it standing up in the back hallway before they called him out. So you can do it standing, you can do it sitting, you can do it as many times a day as you want. I would recommend that you do it on a semi-regular basis so that you are starting to train your nervous system, starting to train your body to understand that that means relaxation, that means calm. So here's the technique. You breathe in for a count of 4. And you start off by putting your tongue at the roof of your mouth. You want it right on the tip of your tongue to touch the roof of your mouth. And you breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. And then you're going to hold it for 7 seconds. And then you're going to exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. And at first, it may feel like the holding for 7 feels like a lot, but you'll see over time, you'll get really synced up with it. So I'm going to show you, and so you can watch closely, and then I highly recommend you immediately try after this. Okay, and closing your eyes is always best because it takes that sensory piece out of it. So you'll watch me do it here. It's that simple. It doesn't take much work at all. So you'll notice as you do it in the beginning, you're going to feel a little bit like almost like you're suffocating, like you can't get enough breath in. It's going to feel really awkward to hold your breath, and it's going to feel like relief to let it out. And I even noticed this, the first couple times I started doing it, is that there's just an awkwardness to it. But if you keep doing it, even in a small sitting, if you do it 4 or 5 times, you'll get a little lightheaded, which is okay. It's actually great. And you'll get a little tingly. You feel like a little bit euphoric. It's a real instant high. And you don't want to, if you feel that suffocating in the beginning, don't miss out on the benefit of it and stop at that point. You can change, you can do a little bit of like 3, 5, 6 breathing. You can lower the amount of seconds if you're feeling like it's too stressful. So if you resonated with what I was saying, that food was your friend, if you were like me, where you're really using food as a comfort level, and you resonated with the 4, 7, 8 breathing, I'd love to share with you the other techniques that I've learned. They're all based off of science. They're all been reproducible by many, many, many patients. I know they work, and I'd be excited to share them with you. So just click on the free report. I'm excited to send it to you. Put it into action. Join our Facebook page, and I love being on this journey with you, and I'm excited to reset your health. Have a great day.